and the major newscast.
Good evening, I am Tashwan Tyson, in with you via in the news package for today, Tuesday, March 17th, 2020. In our lead stories, nationally, Office of Chief Medical Officer debunks rumors of SKN's confirmed case of COVID-19. And SKN's AG says no appeal against ruling in Dr. Douglas's diplomatic passport case. Regionally, Guyana elections body ready for vote recount in disputed polls. Internationally, Amazon staff told to work overtime as coronavirus spikes demand. And in sports, Rams inter-primary and TDC inter-high school athletics competitions postponed indefinitely. We'll have the details of these and other stories after this message.
Another look.
Different from how you've seen it before.
Another look.
Takes an in-depth look into business, politics, science, technology, religion, and more.
Another look.
Featuring documentaries from the BBC, regional features, and local ones too.
Another look.
Every Monday at 3 p.m. on the Eastern Caribbean's powerhouse, Vaughan.
Welcome back. Another national news in detail. There have been no confirmed cases of COVID-19 in St. Kitts and Nevis. That's according to a statement from the Office of the Chief Medical Officer, CMO, Dr. Hazel Laws. Earlier today, March 17, rumors were circulating on social media on St. Kitts and Nevis regarding its first case of the coronavirus. However, in a statement, the officer advised that as of March 17th, there were no confirmed cases. The statement added that we have been made privy to social media messages which suggest that there has been a confirmed case identified. This is absolutely false, and we condemned this malicious and mischievous attempt to mislead, the office said. As of 4:45 p.m. today, March 17, 7,954 deaths were recorded worldwide in the Caribbean. Cases have been recorded in Antigua and Barbuda, Aruba, the Bahamas, Cayman Islands, Cuba, Curacao, the Dominican Republic, French Guiana, Guadeloupe, Guyana, Martinique, St. Barthélemy, St. Lucia, St. Martin, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Puerto Rico, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, and Venezuela. In more national news.
This act having occurred on the 30th July 2015, I am advised that the period of Dr. Douglas's disqualification dates back to the 30th of July 2015. I am further advised that no appeal against the landmark decision of the Court of Appeal is provided for in the Constitution of the Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis.
Attorney General Venerable Vincent Byron. He was speaking in relation to the landmark judgment handed down by the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court ECSC of Appeal in Castries, St. Lucia on Thursday, March 12, 2020, in which it ruled that leader of the position and St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party SKNLP and Parliamentary Representative for St. Christopher 6, Dr. Denzel Douglas, must vacate his seat in the National Assembly with immediate effect. The case brought by the Attorney General sought to determine whether Dr. Douglas's application for receipt and use of a diplomatic passport issued by the Commonwealth of Dominica amounts to an acknowledgement of allegiance to the Commonwealth of Dominica. In the conclusion of the case, the ECSC concluded that it is hereby declared that Dr. Douglas, by reason of his becoming a person who, by virtue of his own act, is under an acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or adherence to the Commonwealth of Dominica in breach of Section 28(1)(a) of the Constitution, is required pursuant to Section 31(3)(c) of the Constitution to vacate his seat in the National Assembly. A.G. Byron on March 12 also made this remark.
The effect of the decision by the Court of Appeal is that every operation, every activity, every interview, and every speech of Dr. Douglas as a member of the electoral constituency known as St. Christopher 6 was carried out by him since 30th July 2015 while he was disqualified from membership in the Parliament, having disqualified himself by virtue of his own act.
Attorney General Honorable Vincent Byron. A cross-government COVID-19 task force has been established to develop comprehensive protocols and procedures for dealing with the potential impact of the coronavirus could have. And that's according to a statement from Federal Ministry of Health. The task force is said to be working closely with regional and international health authorities, including the Caribbean Public Health Agency CARPHA, the Pan American Health Organization PAHO, and the World Health Organization WHO, to ensure that St. Kitts and Nevis is at the forefront of the latest successful strategies and expert information. As part of the government's plan to protect and prepare the people of St. Kitts and Nevis for COVID-19, the task force embarked on a public education campaign since March 4, 2020, with private and public sector entities, etc. The task force will hold public meetings in various community centers to update citizens and residents on key developments and strategies the Ministry of Health is putting in place to protect our people. The novel coronavirus COVID-19 was declared a global pandemic by the World Health Organization WHO, and as of 4:45 p.m. today, March 17th, there are 7,954 deaths recorded worldwide. Residents of Stapleton in St. Kitts received new garbage bins on Monday, March 16th. As part of the Solid Waste Management Corporation SWMC's National Bin Distribution Program. The SWMC will serve as the executing agency for this project. Minister of Health with responsibility for solid waste management. Corporation SWMC, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, each household, 12,000 in the first instance, will receive a 65-gallon bin to be able to put their garbage and secure them before they are collected by the trucks. According to Minister Hamilton, the smart bins are outfitted with modern technology to enhance our collection system and customer service. Meanwhile,
the bin distribution program is our third phase, and this, when completed, will eventually transition into phases 4 and 5. Phase 4 will involve a waste-to-energy plant that will minimize the waste that is being deposited at our landfill. And then in phase 5, we will introduce a national recycling program.
Minister of Health, Honorable Eugene Hamilton. As part of the government's cleanup campaign in 2019, scrap metals were collected and taken to the Connery landfill. The section of road from Big Rock to the Social Security Road junction of the Craddock Road Rehabilitation Project here in Nevis is completed. This comes on the heels of the final asphalting by the Public Works Department, PWD, on Friday, March 13th. Work began on that portion of the project in late January 2020. Minister of Communication and Works, the Honorable Spencer Brand, who is also responsible for the Public Works Department, who executed the project, expressed satisfaction with the quality of work done by the department and used the opportunity to thank the residents of Craddock Road for their patience and understanding during the road's construction. The demand for improved road networking continues to grow here on Nevis, and the minister gave the assurance that the Nevis Island Administration NIA would continue to do the best it could to construct roads. Work on the Craddock Road Rehabilitation Project began in November 2018 and cost an estimated EC $4.8 million. The project entails changing pipelines and major drainage works. The VRM Lausanne received information about an accident which occurred on the island's main road close to Hosford's Value-Mart or Nevis on Monday, March 16th. Based on photos circulating on social media platforms, the vehicles involved were a black Toyota RAV4, four-door Jeep, and an SL Hosford's delivery truck. The truck was at the time carrying pallets of blocks. Both vehicles were damaged. However, no serious injuries were reported. And finally, lawmen are investigating a traffic accident in the Frigate Bay area in St. Kitts, according to a communique from the police. The incident occurred around 3:45 a.m. on Saturday, March 14th, and involved pedestrian Cornell Warner of Conway and motor omni taxi bus T3948, which is owned and was driven by Samuel Glassford of Dieppe Bay. The circumstances are that T3948 was traveling from Bastia along the island's main road to the taxi stand in Frigate Bay, and when he got in the vicinity of Anchorage Road, he collided with Warner, who was walking from the golf course area into the main road. Police say Warner sustained several broken bones and other injuries and was transported to the JNF General Hospital via ambulance. He is currently warded in stable condition. That's the national news segment. You can visit our website at www.vonradio.com or check us out on Facebook at Von Radio or our Von Radio YouTube channel for these and other stories. News from across the region is next.
We know you have your personal as well as your business needs, and we're here to help. Our knowledgeable staff will work with you to help you achieve the financial success that you or your company needs in a competitive market. We offer solutions to make your banking experience easier, like our savings and checking accounts. Be sure to ask about our youth savers accounts and our Bank of Nevis Go Club. We offer a wide range of personal loans, including mortgage, land, student, auto, and consumer loans. Have access to your funds instantly with our BeOnline internet banking and our debit and credit cards. We make international banking and investing easy. How's your business? Give it the leverage it really needs by letting the Bank of Nevis assist you with all the necessary funding for all your business expenses. It's that easy. What are you waiting for? The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life.
Like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/The Bank of Nevis.
Welcome back. Another regional news in detail. News from Guyana. 2 weeks after Guyanese went to the polls to elect a new government, preparations are now in place for the start of a national recount as agreed to by President David Granger and opposition leader Barack Jagdeo with the Caribbean Community CARICOM. However, the Guyana Elections Commission GCOM, which made the announcement in a statement, said while it has considered the request in principle and has approved a signed agreement between CARICOM leaders, the recount exercise will be conducted at the Arthur Chang's Conference Center. A sight was done this morning by GCOM, the CARICOM delegation that will supervise the recount of ballots from the March 2nd regional and general elections, the Guyana Police Force, and representatives from the Ministry of Tourism. The Guyana Elections Commission is resolute in ensuring that the process is conducted to the satisfaction of all stakeholders so that the electoral process can be concluded within the shortest possible time. An update would be provided on the commencement time for the activity, GCOM said in its statement on Monday. A decision that CARICOM would oversee the recount followed a high-level team of Caribbean leaders led by CARICOM Chairman and Barbados' Prime Minister Mia Mottley, meeting with Granger and Jagdeo in Georgetown last week. Out of Jamaica. The first batch of 21 specialist nurses from Cuba will arrive in the country on March 24th to boost the capacity of the health system to deal with the novel coronavirus, COVID-19. The country has 10 confirmed cases. We're trying to get about 100 additional specialist nurses in the system, focusing primarily on high-intensity units or ICU intensive care units, said Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton. According to Caribbean 360, Tufton, who said the development follows discussions with the Cuban government, added that retired nurses are also being sought to help out at this time. In the meantime, isolation areas are being identified at hospitals island-wide. out of Antigua and Barbuda. All schools in the country closed on Monday, while classes at the University of the West Indies UWI Five Islands campus have been suspended in an effort to mitigate against the spread of the novel coronavirus. There has been one confirmed case of COVID-19 in the Twin Island nation. In a statement issued on Monday, the Ministry of Education said all public and private educational institutions will close until March 27th. It added that, if necessary, that may extend beyond the Easter vacation. Out of Grenada. A former police constable who appeared before Senior High Court Judge Paula Guilford at the Grenada Supreme Court, having pleaded guilty to a number of fraud-related charges, has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. Elvin Phillip, well-known online car dealer who is already serving a sentence at the Richmond Hill prison for his failure to refund his customers for failed business transactions, now has an additional 3 years jail time added to his stay at Her Majesty's prison. Philip, who hails from the village of Shantimel in St. Patrick, was given 18 years of service to the Royal Grenada Police Force, was accused of defrauding Grenadians thousands of dollars to his online car importation business, accepting cash, and failing to deliver on goods as promised, according to the Grenada Informer. Meanwhile, the British Virgin Islands BVI government has closed its Tortola cruise port, allowing no cruise ships to call on the territory for a 30-day period, in an effort to keep the novel coronavirus out of the British overseas territory. The number of international ports of entry into the BVI have also been limited to facilitate the effective screening of passengers. The 3 ports that remain open are Terence Bay Lettsome International Airport, Road Town and West End Ferry Terminals, and 1 cargo port of entry, Port Purcell. At present, there are no confirmed cases in the BVI. And finally, out of Puerto Rico. Governor Wanda Vasquez has ordered a curfew on the closure of all businesses and non-essential government offices except for gas stations and those dealing in food, health, and finance. The closures, ordered by Territorial Governor Wanda Vasquez, started at 6 p.m. on Sunday and are set to last for 2 weeks in the effort to halt the spread of coronavirus. Shops, theaters, parks, malls, gyms, courts, and other activities have been ordered to close following Sunday's confirmation of the 5th case of coronavirus in Puerto Rico, according to dailymail.co.uk. And that's it for the regional stories. Stay with us for news from around the world. Welcome back. Another international news in detail. Workers at Amazon's UK warehouses are being told to work overtime to tackle huge demand due to the coronavirus pandemic, despite government calls to restrict social contact. The GMB union says that workers across at least 4 different sites were informed that they had to work compulsory overtime from Monday. National Officer Mick Ricks said Amazon had put profit before safety. Amazon said it was working to ensure it can continue to deliver to customers. Compulsory overtime means that some employees must work additional hours as requested by an employer if their contract says so. Amazon employs 27,000 people in the UK and has 17 warehouses. One worker at Amazon's warehouse in Scotland, who asked not to be named, told the BBC that staff in the inbound goods department are having additional hours imposed. Tough restrictions putting much of France into lockdown has come into force. Anyone leaving home without printing out a government form to say why they are outside will face a fine of up to $150. Travel to work, the supermarket, and the pharmacy is allowed. The BBC's Hugh Scofield gives us more.
For French families, life is going to be very different, probably for weeks to come. Children given homeschooling, parents working from home, and the infrequent trips outside the house heavily regulated. With the restrictions, Paris, the external face of Paris, has been gradually emptying of life. Many have headed for the railway stations to leave for the country. Years ago, that was the instinct too at the start of another crisis, World War II.
Financial markets remain turbulent as a massive slowdown in economic activity due to the coronavirus takes hold across Europe and the U.S. In the U.S., shares have rebounded almost 6% after steep falls on Monday. London's FTSE 100 has also jumped 2.5% after being down more than 1% earlier on Tuesday. Other major European markets are making similar moves. It comes amid fresh promises of financial aid to help boost growth. President Donald Trump's administration said it was considering sending checks to Americans so that they can cash them to spend during the coronavirus crisis. It has also increased the amount of tax payments that can be deferred, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said on Tuesday. And finally, Iraq's president has named Adnan al-Zurfi as prime minister designate in a bid to end months of political deadlock. Mr. Zurfi, who served 3 terms as governor of Najaf, is a member of the small Nasar parliamentary group of former Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi. He was nominated by President Barham Saleh after larger groups could not agree on a successor to Adel Abdul Mahdi. The move also comes as Iraq struggles to contain an outbreak of the new coronavirus disease. The health authorities have reported 154 confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 11 associated deaths. A week-long curfew will be imposed on the capital Baghdad from Tuesday night to prevent the spread of the disease. Mr. Zurfi, 54, has served 3 terms as governor of the predominantly Shia province of Najaf between 2004 and 2015. That brings us to the end of our news segments. The latest in sports is next.
Hard to acquire your very first home, your dream car, your business, your personal property. The TDC Insurance Company knows how much they mean to you and understand the importance of protecting your investment. We offer the best solutions with affordable rates, a straightforward process, and a range of options to discount your overall premium. At TDC Insurance Company, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. Give us a call at 465-2845 or 469-5430 or visit our website at www.tdcinsurance.com.
Welcome back on Other Sports in Detail. In local sports, the Rams in the primary school athletics competition and the TDC inter-high school competitions have been postponed indefinitely, according to release from the Federal Ministry of Sports. The 2 marquee sporting events, originally scheduled for March 21st to the 22nd and March 27th to the 29th respectively, were put on hold after extensive deliberations with all stakeholders and the advice of the Ministry of Health. According to the release, the ministry said The health and well-being of our citizens is of greatest priority, and the Ministry of Sports has taken a principled stance to ensure that we do not compromise anyone's health as we seek to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. Discussions, however, will be held to determine future dates for the events once the all-clear is given regarding the disease. And cricket. Ireland's six-game tour of Zimbabwe next month has been postponed with the agreement of both governing bodies because of the coronavirus outbreak. The teams were scheduled to contest 3 T20 and 3 ODIs from April 2nd to the 12th in Bulawayo. The first 3 meetings of the Diamond League season have been called off because of the coronavirus outbreak. The events were scheduled to take place in Doha, Qatar on April 17th, Shanghai on May 16th, and another Chinese venue that was yet to be named on May 9th. Organizers hope to stage a Shanghai meeting on 13th August. No dates for the other 2 meetings have been announced, but they could be held after the Diamond League final in Zurich in September. This decision was made in close consultation with the organizing committees, local authorities, and sports governing bodies, a statement said. It is forbidden to enter Qatar from a number of countries, and the government in Doha has suspended all national and international events for a period of 30 days, the statement added. In local sports, the Combermere Preschool held its annual sports meet on Thursday, March 12th at the Combermere Primary School grounds under the patronage of Mr. Troy Phillips. The final points were Blue House 393 points, champions, and Greenhouse 279 points. Sprinter Dina Asher-Smith and cricketer Jofra Archer have won Sportswoman and Sportsman of the Year at the 2019 British Ethnic Diversity Sports Awards. Asher-Smith, 24, became the first British athlete to win 3 medals at One World Championships last year. She took gold in the 200 meters and silver medals in 100 meters and 4x100 meter relay. Archer, 24, played a pivotal role by taking 20 wickets as England won the World Cup last summer. The Barbados-born fast bowler said, "I am so honored to have been awarded Sporting Equals Sportsman of the Year." In cricket, England bowler Jofra Archer has condemned racist abuse on social media after posting a series of messages he has received. The 24-year-old said the issue needed to be addressed properly. He put screenshots of racist messages on his Instagram story on a Monday evening. It is not the first time that Archer has spoken out about racist abuse. He was racially abused at the end of the first test against New Zealand as he scored a second innings 30 during England's defeat in Mount Maunganui last November. And finally, in football, Euro 2020, scheduled to take place at 12 venues across Europe this summer, could be postponed to give European leagues time to complete their domestic seasons. A mini tournament to decide the Champions League and Europa League will be one option put forward to ease fixture congestion caused by the coronavirus outbreak. European football's governing body, UEFA, is hosting a video conference with major stakeholders on Tuesday. Euro 2020 is set to be postponed to allow league seasons to be completed. A source close to the situation says all parties must be ready to sacrifice something to reach a solution. And that's it for sports. The General Weather Report is next. Welcome back. Another local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. Weather tonight will be partly cloudy with a 30% or low chance of showers. Weather tomorrow will be partly sunny with a 20% or slight chance of showers. Winds are east to northeast at 9 to 22 kilometers per hour or 5 to 12 knots. Seas are less than 1.5 meters or less than 5 feet. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:17 a.m. And that's a wrap up the major news package for today, Tuesday, March 17th, 2020. Before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Nationally, Office of Chief Medical Officer debunks rumors of SKN's confirmed case of COVID-19. And SKN's AG says no appeal against ruling in Dr. Douglas's diplomatic passport case. Regionally, Guyana elections body ready for vote recount in disputed polls. Internationally, Amazon, staff told to work overtime as coronavirus spikes demand. And in sports, Rams Inter Primary and TDC Inter High School Athletics Championships postponed indefinitely. On behalf of the rest of the news team, I am Tashan Tyson, wishing you a pleasant evening.